Hey everyone, welcome back to Brainy Facts. There's a long-standing rumor that men are basically just large toddlers. Give them a remote, a snack, and a comfortable chair, and they're set for life. But if you look at the actual psychology, there's a lot more happening under the hood than most guys let on. Most men have a handful of unspoken desires they're quietly hoping for. They rarely ask for these things, partly because they don't want to seem mushy, and partly because they usually can't find the right words to describe them anyway. But when you're the one who recognizes these needs without being prompted, that's when the real magic happens. It's like finding the secret shortcut to his heart. Today, we're breaking down 6 of these hidden desires. We've saved the 2 biggest emotional game changers for the end of the video, so stick around. Let's see what's really going on behind that "I'm fine" exterior. 1. The long leash, emotional autonomy. Let's start with a hard truth. Nothing makes a man want to run for the hills faster than the feeling that his life has become a series of check-ins. Now, I'm not saying he wants to be a bachelor. If he wanted that, he'd be living in a studio apartment with a single folding chair and a mountain of pizza boxes. He wants you. But he also has an unspoken desire for what psychologists call emotional autonomy. In layman's terms, he wants to know that his identity isn't being swallowed whole by the relationship. He needs to know that if he wants to go to the gym for 2 hours or spend a Saturday afternoon taking apart a toaster he'll never put back together, he can do it without feeling like he's abandoning you. The sarcasm here is that we often call this freedom, but for a man, it's actually safety. When you give a man a long leash, when you're the woman who says, "Have a great time with the guys, see you later," and you actually mean it, something weird happens. He doesn't want to stay away. He wants to come back sooner. It's the rubber band theory. If you keep the band slack, it just sits there. If you let him stretch away, the tension actually pulls him back to center. When he realizes you aren't his jailer, but his partner, his heart doesn't just melt, it anchors itself to you. Why? Because you're the only person in his life who isn't making a demand on his time. 2. Physical touch without an agenda. Let's talk about skin hunger. And no, I'm not talking about that kind of physical touch. Though, let's be honest, he's probably not going to complain about that either. But there is a very specific unspoken desire men have for non-sexual intimacy. Society tells men that the only time they should be touched is in the bedroom or during a particularly aggressive high five after a touchdown. Because of this, many men are actually touch-starved. His heart melts when you touch him just because you're nearby. We're talking about the hand on the small of his back when you walk past him in the kitchen. We're talking about running your fingers through that hair he's worried is thinning while you're watching a movie. We're talking about the death grip hug when he gets home from work. The one where you don't say anything, you just hold on for 6 seconds longer than usual. Why does this work? Because it bypasses his brain and goes straight to his nervous system. It signals, "I claim you," and "you are safe" simultaneously. When touch is always a lead up to something else, it becomes a transaction. When it's just there, it becomes a sanctuary. If you want to melt him, try the passing touch. Every time you walk past him, just graze his shoulder or his arm. It's a silent, "I see you and I like what I see." It's subtle, it's low pressure, and it's addictive. 3. The sounding board, intellectual partnership. Believe it or not, your man actually values your brain. I know. Sometimes when he's staring at the fridge for 10 minutes looking for the butter that is right in front of his face, it's hard to believe there's an intellectual powerhouse in there. But one of his deepest unspoken desires is to have a sounding board. He wants a co-pilot, not just a passenger. Men often carry the weight of their professional lives or their plans alone. They're taught that they have to have the answers. When you ask him, "What do you think about X?" Or better yet, when you share a problem you're having and say, "I really value your perspective on this," you are doing something incredibly powerful. You are validating his competence. But here's the kicker. He also wants you to be the person he can bounce his crazy ideas off of without you immediately pointing out why they won't work. If he says, "I think I want to start a side business selling artisanal birdhouses," don't lead with, "We don't have space in the garage for that." Lead with, "That's an interesting niche. How would you design them?" Being his intellectual partner means creating a space where his ideas can breathe. When he feels like the two of you are a think tank, he starts to see you as indispensable. You aren't just his person, you are his strategist. And in a world that's constantly trying to knock him down, having a strategist in his corner is the ultimate aphrodisiac. 4. To be your first choice, the active win. There is a common misconception that once a man has the girl, he stops caring about the chase. Absolute nonsense. A man's heart melts when he realizes he is still winning. He has an unspoken desire to be your first choice. In a world of kids, aging parents, demanding careers, and the bottomless pit of distractions that is TikTok, he wants to know he hasn't been relegated to the background noise of your life. This doesn't mean you have to ignore your kids or quit your job. It's about the micro preference. It's choosing to sit next to him instead of in the armchair across the room. It's the "I saw this and thought of you" text in the middle of a busy Tuesday. It's also about how you speak of him to others. Sarcastic husband bashing is a popular sport at brunch. But if he ever hears or even senses that you're his biggest fan when he's not in the room, that is high-octane fuel for his devotion. He wants to feel like if you had to do it all over again, you'd still pick him, even with the snoring and the weird obsession with World War II documentaries. When you make him feel like the winner of your life, he will spend the rest of his life trying to prove you right. 5. The hero's witness. Specific appreciation. Now, I know what you're thinking. My man isn't a hero. Last week he forgot to take the trash out and spent 3 hours looking for his keys while they were in his hand. Fair point, but here's the brainy fact. Deep down, every man has a hero archetype buried under that hoodie. He wants to be the provider, the protector, or at the very least, the guy who's got this. But in the modern world, being a hero is, well, it's boring. There are no dragons to slay. There are just spreadsheets, traffic jams, and trying to figure out why the Wi-Fi is acting up again. Because there are no grand battles, he has an unspoken, burning desire for a witness. He doesn't just want a thanks for fixing the sink. He wants you to notice the way he did it. He wants you to see the effort he puts into the things that go unnoticed by the rest of the world. If he works a job he hates just to make sure the mortgage is paid, he won't tell you it's crushing his soul. But his heart will absolutely dissolve if you look at him and say, "I know you've been grinding lately, and I want you to know I see how much you're providing for us." It doesn't go unnoticed. The sarcasm here is that men will act like they don't need praise. They'll shrug and say, "It's whatever." Don't believe them. That's the tough guy exterior talking. Inside, he's doing a victory lap because the person he cares about most actually sees his contribution. Don't praise his personality, praise his actions. "You're so smart" is nice. "The way you handled that difficult phone call was incredible" is life-changing for him. When you become the witness to his silent heroism, you become the only person in the world who truly knows his value. And believe me, he will never want to let that go. 6. The safe harbor. The freedom to be weak. We've saved the biggest one for last. This is the nuclear option of emotional intimacy. Society gives men a very narrow script. Be strong. Be silent. Be stoic. Don't cry. Don't complain. If you're hurting, walk it off. From the time we are 5 years old, we are told that vulnerability is a bug in our system, not a feature. So, a man spends his whole life wearing a suit of armor. It's heavy, it's hot, and it's exhausting. His deepest, most terrifyingly unspoken desire is to have a safe harbor, a person in whose presence he can finally take the armor off. He wants to know that if he's scared about his career, or if he's feeling like a failure, or if he just had a really crappy day, he can tell you without you losing respect for him. The fear every man carries is that if he shows weakness, his partner will stop seeing him as a man. If you can prove that fear wrong, you win. When he opens up and says, "I'm really stressed about this," and you respond with a hug instead of a solution, or you listen without judging his anxiety, you are giving him something he can't get anywhere else. Not from his boys, not from his parents, and certainly not from his boss. Being his safe harbor means you don't try to fix him immediately. You just let him exist in his unarmored state. It's the ultimate form of trust. When a man realizes he doesn't have to be a superhero around you 24/7, he will develop a level of loyalty that is frankly borderline obsessive. You become his home, not just the place where he lives, but the place where his soul can actually breathe. So, there you have it. The 6 unspoken desires that melt a man's heart. Here's your homework. Don't try to do all 6 at once. You'll look suspicious, and he'll ask if you've joined a cult or crashed the car. Just pick one. Tonight, when he's sitting on the couch, give him that agenda-free touch. Or tomorrow, tell him you noticed how hard he's been working. Watch his face. Watch the tension leave his shoulders. And then, Come back here and tell us in the comments what happened. Because at Brainy Facts, we don't just want you to have a relationship, we want you to have a masterpiece. I'm Elric Hasan, and thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, give us a like if you learned something today, and ring that bell so you never miss another deep dive into the human psyche.